Hi everyone, I'm Passionate Kelsie. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am fulfilling a request from someone in my comment section. Someone asked if I could make a video going over the total amount of items that I sold throughout the year of 2024. And whenever I read that, I was like, that would be interesting to know because I have no idea right now. And so I went over to Shopify and I found that Shopify has a analytics report that will show you exactly what listings and how many times you sold a certain listing throughout any date period that you wanted. So I set it to the entire year of 2024 and I got a spreadsheet of every listing that I sold throughout the year and how many times I sold it. So I have for you made a presentation. I do hope you enjoy. Let's find out what exactly did I sell in the year of 2024. All right, guys, let's get started. So here's my presentation, 2024 sales for Passionate Goods, which is my business name. I'm Passionate Kelsie. My business is Passionate Goods, just in case you didn't make the connection there. So, just to let you know, this is only sales from my website, passionategoods.com, within the year of 2024. I did not include my sales from Etsy or Ravelry or Ribbler or anywhere else, but those websites I only sell patterns on, so no big deal. We're going to be starting low with my lowest amount of sales, and we'll end with my highest amount of sales. So first of all, we're going to start with cardigan sales. So I sold 3 pre-made cardigans. That was 2 granny pullovers and 1 aquamarine cropped cardigan. And then I sold 3 custom order cardigans, 1 for Yashira, 1 for Nadine, and 1 for Brianna. So in total, we sold 6 cardigans from my website, which is a pretty good number, really. I could have made more. I could have sold more if I made more, but I didn't. So here we are. Now we have scarf sales. Okay, so I sold 7 scarves overall. I'm including cowls in this because, I mean, it is something that you wear around your neck. It's pretty much a scarf. It's just attached. It's circular. I sold 5 regular long rectangle scarves, 2 granny square scarves, 1 scrappy scarf, 1 V-stitch scarf, and 1 hooded scarf. And then I sold 2 cowls. 1 was purple and 1 was a nice brown clay color. So 7 in total. Once again, I could have sold more scarves if I had made more scarves, but I didn't. So we're stuck with 7. Next, these are random items that I sold. Some of them were just kind of like one-off items that I just made one thing of. Some of them just didn't really fit into a category. So here we have random. So I sold 4 amigurumi octopuses. I'm pretty sure I made all of those throughout my color series. I know we made a red one. I know we made an orange one. Maybe 2 orange ones. And I don't know what that 4th one is. I don't remember. This was like a year ago. Bottle carriers, I sold 2 of those. I sold leg warmers, which was over Vlogmas. I sold 1 shawl, which I do remember making that one. That was in the pink video. And then I sold a coaster set, which was also over Vlogmas. And apparently I sold a skirt, which I personally do not remember at all. But Shopify told me that I sold a skirt, so I sold a skirt. And that brings us to 10 items of random descent sold. Next, ear warmers. Right. So I did make quite a few ear warmers this year. I made 2 YouTube videos about making ear warmers. The first one didn't go so well. And the second one, I oiled up my machine and got it working and picked a nice yarn that was cooperative. So I ended up selling 31 ear warmers overall. Yes, I do have a whole list of them there. I don't want to read them all to you. You can pause if you like, but I mean, they're all ear warmers. It's just different colors. So 31 ear warmers. That's a pretty good number, honestly. It is reminding me that I should be making more ear warmers right now, considering the fact that it is cold. currently. Yes. All right, next. Hats. Okay, hats were a good one. This is kind of where the number jumps up-ish. I broke this into 2 categories, and that includes bucket hats and beanies. Most of the bucket hats were like cotton. I did a lot of that granny stitch bucket hat design. I made them over and over and over again in lots of different colors. So they all are listed right there. I ended up selling a total of 38 bucket hats over the year, and I just can't get enough. I love bucket hats. I literally am planning to make some today. So we'll continue to see bucket hat sales in the year of 2025. And then after that, we also sold some beanies. Most of these beanies were either my double-stranded chunky rib knit beanie that I just released the pattern for, by the way. I made lots of those in different colors. Other than that, a lot of these are the pattern called the Sabin Beanie by Miss Coon on Etsy, which is also just a 1x1 rib knit hat. It's just smaller than my chunky beanie pattern. And I think that's pretty much it. So I just sold a lot of basic 1x1 rib knit beanies in lots of different colors. I sold 29 of those, which brings us to a total of 67 hats sold throughout the year of 2024, which I personally think is a great number. I love making hats. I'm going to keep making hats, and I'm going to keep selling hats. So stay tuned. Here we have bag sales. So I made a lot of bags this year, as you may know if you've been watching my vlogs, if you've been keeping up. Over Vlogmas, we made 2 checkered tote bags. We made a green one with dark green and light green, and then we made a white and blue one. So I sold both of those over Vlogmas. So there's 2. And then at some point I was making these little crossbody bags with like granny squares. It only takes 3 granny squares. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3. It only takes 4 granny squares. So you put 1 in the middle on both sides, and then there's 1 on each end, and you just fold it like a taco, and you just sew those together, and it makes this little bag, and then you put a strap on it, and boom, you got a crossbody bag, fanny pack kind of style. So I made 4 of those, and I sold all of them on my website. And after that, I made some granny square tote bags. I definitely made a few of those using up the granny all-in-one square yarn from Red Heart. That was a good project to be using those squares for. We ended up selling 5 of them, so that's pretty good. But now here is where the biggest number comes in, and that is mesh market bags. So last year I made a lot of mesh market bags, and I'm still making mesh market bags because I can't stop. I had these open as a custom order option, and I was also just making some of them to sell outside of the custom order options. So I ended up selling 58 mesh market bags in total, which is crazy. I did not think that we were up that high, but apparently we are. So in total, we sold 69 bags last year, which is crazy. That's crazy. And it looks like bags are here to stay for 2025. Next, we have tops. Right, the thing that I was known for before I started making bags and scrunchies. So, starting with the most amount of tops that I sold, that was the Lily top, one of my earliest designs and also one of my most popular designs as far as like the pattern goes and the YouTube tutorial and sales. I sold 20 of those. That is including custom order lily tops as well as just pre-made lily tops. After that, we have our peekaboo top, which I sold 14 of those. We have the sneak peek tops. I also sold 14 of those. Next, we have miscellaneous tops. This is going to be anything that doesn't have like a name, like one of my patterns. Let's just say I made a top and it was green and I just called it green top. Size medium. Or I made some like Valentine's Day tops and I put hearts on them or something like that. So those fall in the miscellaneous category, and I sold 14 of those. Next, we have the River Dahlia top design. I sold 12 of those in various colors, custom, not custom, anything like that. Ruffle tops, I sold 11 of those. Valerie tops, I sold 6 of those ones. And this one was the most surprising. Spiderweb tops, I only sold 1. It's interesting because the spiderweb top was super popular whenever I was making them. I think, 3 or 4 years ago, I sold tons of those things, but I understand the reason. It's because I don't have a custom order option available for the spiderweb tops on my website because it was just too much, because you have to choose like the spiderweb color and then the main body color, and then like, do you want it to be striped? Do you want it to be solid? And like setting it up, I didn't want to deal with it. And then I also just didn't really make any of them to sell. So we ended up with 1, but still that brings us to a total of 92 tops sold in total, which is a lot of tops. That's a lot. So good job. Next, we have bandanas. This one kind of blew my mind. I had no idea that I actually made that many bandanas within the year of 2025, but apparently I did. And here they all are. There is quite a few of them. The biggest sellers was 28 pink hair bandanas and 23 rainbow hair bandanas, as well as 22 cotton hair bandanas. So obviously the first one is pink, the other one is rainbow, and then 22 cotton hair bandanas. I don't even know what that was, exactly what color it was. I don't know what I was doing. But other than that, a lot of these are kind of just one-time things, like one green stripes Pico bandana. Like I only made 1 of those and I put it up for sale and then it was sold. So there you go. You can pause and read through all of those colors if you'd like, but in total, I sold 130 bandanas last year. Wild. Next, we have scrunchie sales. Okay, so I was going to do what I did on the last slide. I was going to like list them out by color, but guys, we sold a ridiculous amount of scrunchies last year. Okay, seriously? It was a lot of scrunchies. And so our total number on here is 856 scrunchies, but this number is calculated by listings sold. So some of the listings were pairs of 2 scrunchies, because that's how I was selling them for kind of like the first half of the year before I started selling them as individual scrunchies. I was selling them by color and I was selling them in sets of 2. So the number of individual scrunchies is definitely over 856. There was too many. The list, I put it in my Excel sheet and it was like all the way down into like the 90s. And I was like, I'm not going to go through all of this. It was too much. I didn't want to pull it out and organize and find out exactly how many individual scrunchies I sold, but I hope that this is good enough for you. 856 scrunchies sold as far as item listings go. And yeah, that's crazy. That's wild. I mean, I know I made a lot of scrunchies, but just doing it over a year versus seeing the actual number is wild. Are you surprised? Would you have guessed this amount or would you have guessed higher? Or lower? Let me know. Maybe in 2025 we'll sell even more scrunchies. Who knows? Next, this is our biggest hitter. We have pattern sales. Now, patterns are written instructions on how to make my designs. I have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 patterns. Now I have 11, but in the year of 2024, I had 10 patterns. Starting with the most and going down to the least, we have the Lily Top pattern at number 1. I sold 1,135 copies of this pattern. Next, we have the Sneak a Peek top pattern. I sold 760 of those. After that, we've got the River Dahlia top pattern. I sold 475 copies of that. The Valerie top pattern, I sold 442 of those. The Spiderweb top pattern, I sold 385 copies of that pattern there. The Peekaboo top pattern sold 352 patterns. The Ruffle top pattern sold 374 copies. The Serena top pattern sold 273. And then lastly, we have the Rainbow Swirl bucket hat pattern that sold 188. And the Passionate Bottle Holder pattern that sold 105 copies. Those last two were actually released last year in 2024, kind of towards the beginning of the year, I think either 3 or 4 months in. So I'm not surprised that those sold the least amount. Although, I mean, I did release them and they're not old patterns, so maybe they should have sold more. Either way, I am still very happy with these pattern sales. It is amazing. I am super happy and just blown away. So in total, as you can see, we sold 4,489 patterns over the year. And this is why I would like to write more patterns, because as you can see, patterns are a huge part of my income and support and my business in general. Now, guys, I think that is it. So in total, just to wrap it up, we sold, as a reminder, 6 cardigans, 7 scarves, 10 random items, 31 ear warmers, 67 bucket hats and beanies, 69 bags, 92 tops, 130 bandanas, 856 scrunchies, and then 4,489 patterns. So that brings us to a grand total of 5,757 total listings sold from my website, passionategoods.com. It's definitely something to be proud of. It did shock me because, I mean, maybe I should, but honestly, I don't really pay attention to this stuff. I don't go looking through my reports at the end of the year. It's just something that I don't do. I was probably surprised as much as you guys. The fact that my website is constantly selling things is a big part of that. Just I make things and then they're gone. It's so fast. So I don't really see a lot of the things that I make for a long period of time. And I forget a lot of things that I make. I don't remember them because, I mean, how could I remember all 130 bandanas that I made and sold last year? I have no clue. They're gone. My hands made them, packed them, and sent them out, and then poof, it's gone from my brain. I don't even know. Well, guys, there you go. As you know, Passionate Goods is a business. I'm a businesswoman. I run a business, and selling finished products that I crochet or knit by hand is a huge part of that business. I know that you guys see it in my videos. Obviously, that's what I'm recording. That's what we're doing. We're making stuff. We're packing orders. We're taking it to the post office and whatnot. But sharing this information with you was really fun. And I mean, organizing it all into one space for me to view as well was also quite interesting. I hope that this doesn't discourage anyone or make them feel bad about their business. I actually hope that this will encourage you and show you that having a crochet or knitting business can be successful. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of time. This is my full-time job. I am working pretty much all the time. There's always yarn on my hands. There's always videos to be edited. There's always orders to be packed. There's always something to do. And I appreciate everyone that has supported me either by watching my YouTube videos about my business or supporting the business by going to passionategoods.com and making a purchase. I couldn't have done any of it without you guys, so thank you so much. I hope that 2025 is even better than 2024. That is all I have for you. It took me quite a while to get all of this information organized and put into a presentation, and then the video just went by so fast. So I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for always being here. And hopefully I will see you guys next time. Bye.